Hey, what's going on, guys? This is going to be a pretty quick video today, as I just want to show you a recent little project that I did. I just did a quick paint job here on the Ultraman Zero Action Figurized Standard kit. I love painting these kits, and I've just painted a couple of them before, and this one I really enjoyed doing as well. The ones that I did before, I did like an all-white color scheme. I wanted to do this one in like kind of all one color scheme as well too, just because it's a really cool design. And it was, if you couldn't already tell by just looking at it, very definitely inspired by the red motorcycle, the bike from Akira. So I thought like that all glossy, bright red with like the stickers stuck on it would look really cool on just an Ultraman suit here like that. So that's basically what I did. And it's just all red with just some very dark gray for like some of the joints and like the hands, the bottom of the feet and stuff like that. So just to give you what the colors I used were, so I used a pink primer underneath all the red parts, and then used Gaia Notes 003 bright red for the red parts, and then just gloss coat on top of that to keep it nice and glossy. And all the dark color parts are primed in gray, and then using Gaia Notes 061 midnight blue for those. I did do a little bit of detail painting, like basically just on like the clasps around his like midsection there, basically whatever were like stickers on the original kit, and like around the ankles as well too. That I just had to paint a little bit of that stuff by hand, and then just did all the panel lining on everything in brown, and then yeah, just stuck the decals on there. Most of those decals are from a Mechatro decal set. It was like a special like set of decals like for the racing version of the Mechatro kits when those came out. So I have a bunch of those. So they're just some like cool racing logos from that Mechatro decal set. So that's what most of those are. There's a couple other ones I think maybe that were from a couple other different things, but for the most part, really, that was about it. So I contemplated using not only just that bright red for everything on like the armor. I thought about maybe doing like the kind of jagged kind of I'm not really sure what to call it, the kind of like, I don't know, more traditional Japanese like kind of samurai armor looking bits on like the side of the arm and the side of the leg, doing those in like a different color, or doing something to maybe use some sort of secondary color, a secondary red color or something like that, or like a kind of purplish color or something. I was thinking about that, and then I decided, nope, you know what, I want to make it all glossy red, so I'm just going to go for it, just make it all glossy red. I think it came out looking fine. I like it like this, just being all red. I think it's very striking, and just in that appearance, you know, having a secondary color, and that could definitely have looked cool as well too, I suppose, but I'm happy with this. So it's got an LED unit in there, of course, that's lighting up the chest and the head. That's really a nice aspect of these kits as well. It's just a cool little thing to have in there. It's kind of hard to get it on and off though. The problem is you have to take off the piece on the back of it. So I wish that they would make these in a way that it's easier to access the LED switch, because yeah, that's just kind of tricky. And especially once you got the kit painted, you don't really want to be having to take armor panels on and off again. And like run the risk of scratching any paint off or anything, so that's annoying. There was a little bit of seam line removal that I had to do as well on this too, on the back of the calves and also the back of the forearms. So that was pretty simple enough, just had to glue those, sand away that detail. On like the back of the legs, it's kind of, the seam line runs through a few details, so you kind of have to be a little bit careful with that when you're doing your sanding and everything, not to sand away or flatten out any of those details or anything on the back of legs. So ultimately, a pretty easy kit to prep and paint. You know, aside from those couple of seam lines, that's really all there was to it in terms of the preparation. Just some general sanding around everything, getting rid of mold lines, stuff like that. But not really a whole lot. Pretty easy kit to prep and paint, and so definitely recommend these kits for those of you guys who are just looking for a fun, cool, simple project. Now, of course, if you did want to paint it in the like actual like Canon colors, it would be a little bit more work. I think you'd have to do a little bit of masking maybe on some of the parts or something, maybe a little bit more than what I had to do, just basically painting everything red. Definitely if you're doing some sort of custom color scheme, or especially in like an all over one single color scheme like this, they're definitely pretty simple to paint. Oh, and I guess another thing that I did also have to modify is the knee joint, to be able to separate those parts, to be able to paint the knee joint separately. I just had to do a simple joint modification on that, just as you guys have seen me do lots of times, just turning that into like a C joint there for the bottom part of the joint there on the knee. And fun fact about when I was putting this kit together, once everything was all done, I was doing the final assembly, the shoulder joint, the way the arms plug into the torso there, very tight. And so while I was plugging that in, I thought, it's too tight, I want to take that back out, and then like just sand the joint down a little bit so that it fits in there, not quite so tightly. And so as I was in the process of then taking the arm back out, I actually broke the shoulder joint, the peg there for where the arm plugs into the body. So just be careful with that. I do remember whilst building the kit the first time, it was kind of tight, and so I should have been aware of that, and I should have maybe masked off that ball joint or something to make it not even tighter. But so it was broken and then glued, and so that's just kind of fine. That arm is just kind of permanently set there, but that's fine. It's not really meant to be moved anymore now. Once I build and paint my kits, I generally tend on having them just keeping them in just one single pose anyway. So aside from the kit, I mean, the weapon's pretty simple. I just used kind of a mix of like a little bit of metallic and gray on that just to kind of get it into a color that looks different from the color that's used on the main body, but still like a kind of darkish color. I really like that weapon too, by the way. Just that cool spear design is nice, and with that clear blue part on there, it looks really cool. So I think that about covers it for this kit, guys. So as always, let me know what you think. This was just a very fun, simple project, just something to work on the side while I was working on other things. So that's not necessarily something that I'm doing to enter any competitions or anything like that. I know it's not the greatest example of my best works. Just something fun, cool that I enjoyed doing. So I like doing those type of projects. Just something that you don't have to necessarily invest a ton of your brain power into necessarily. You just do something kind of fun, and it ends up looking pretty cool in the end. So that's nice, I think. So let me know what you guys think, and as always, just thank you so much for watching. Thank you to USA Gundam Store for making it all possible. Guys, if you want to check out this kit, you can check it out on USA Gundam Store and the other different Figure Standard Ultraman kits too. I definitely recommend them if you guys are fans of the designs. So as always, the link to USA Gundam Store will be down below. You guys can check that out, and my coupon code is there as well too. And it's there for you guys to use as much as you'd like. And just thanks so much for your support, guys. Liking the video, commenting, subscribing, all of that. If you want to see more of this stuff, just stick around. I've got some more stuff in the works, and actually got like 4 other painted projects finished, ready to show you guys. So I'll have those rolled out, showing you guys those in some videos very soon. Until then, hope y'all have a great weekend. I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.